Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist Newsreel on Phật online channel. Hereafter, 6 major headlines of Buddhist activities of the week. Hanoi, the Buddhist Administrative Board of Hanoi City, organized the SIMA Ordinance in 2023. Announcement of decision on personnel of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Central Sections. Hanoi preparatory meeting to report the outline of Vietnamese Buddhist architecture, Unity in Diversity, exhibition programmed by Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Viet Lotus Flower Art Show 2023, Pure Beauty. Ho Chi Minh City, Miss International Peace 2021, Nguyễn Thúc Thủy Tiên, shared at the youth retreat. Digest of Buddhist charity activities during the week. The following are the news in details. On the morning of March 16, 2023, the Buddhist Administrative Board of Hanoi City organized the SIMA Ordinance of Buddha Calendar 2567 at Bang Pagoda.
The Hanoi Grand SIMA Audience took place from March 16 to March 20, 2023, officially to ordain 147 disciples who received the Dharma precepts. According to the program for the first 2 days, the disciples had to learn about Buddhist precepts, ordination rituals, and practice the confession ceremony for purity of mind and body before being officially ordained. The entire ordained novice congregation respectfully listened to Most Venerable Thích Bảo Nghiêm, Vice Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, Head of the Dharma Evangelism Section, Head of the Hanoi Buddhist Administrative Board, who explained the meaning and the importance of the precepts, as well as the duties, responsibilities, accountabilities of the monks in the course of the Dharma propagation. The Venerable Master also shared the valuable lessons that he had learned from his predecessors. The ordained novices continued to enter the sessions of repentance ceremony, chanting Amitabha Sutras, meditating, listening to the Dharma talks during the first 2 days of penance for purity of mind and body. At the ceremony, Venerable Thích Minh Tín, head of the city's Buddhist education section, also explained about ordination and the importance of precepts for monastics. Venerable Thích Trí Như instructs on the necessary rules and majesty that the ordained novices need to practice hard every day before the audience. At the nunnery lecture hall, Master Nun Thích Đàm Thành, head of the Nuns Precepts Division in Hanoi City, explained to the nuns the meaning of precepts and the reason why the nuns had 348 precepts, outnumbering those for the monks. The disciples worked step by step peacefully, freely, and firmly, interlinked spiritually with the Buddha amidst the recitation of Namo Amitabha Buddha resounding in the hall. After 3 days of doing penance, eliminating karma, 147 novices were ordained. In particular, the Dharma Master of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Most Venerable Thích Trí Quảng, presided over the SIMA audience as the head monk. The Most Venerable praised the dignified and pure Hanoi SIMA audience, selecting highly virtuous honorifics who have a long history of practicing religion and have virtuous force. The Dharma Master confided about his experience of being ordained at more than 60 years ago when he bowed to the Buddha to repent until he showed his good looks. Then he stopped bowing as instructed by the late Most Venerable Thích Thiện Hòa. The elder Most Venerable Thích Trí Quảng also revealed the great deeds of the first Dharma Master of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Thanks to him, the government allowed Vietnamese Buddhism to open schools for training monks and nuns and allowed the opening of the SIMA audience. He also reminded the preachers after the audience and returned to pagodas. The ordained monks should continue to be guided disciples to practice the Buddha's teachings to become a true bhikkhu, meaning that The appearance of emancipation must show the mindset of emancipation must be tangible in sight. The nuns requested Master Nun Thích Đàm Hằng to be the leader presiding over the nun-SIMA audience. The representative of the Council of Monastic Preachers declared all 250 precepts for the monks and 348 precepts for the nuns. On March 20, the two councils of preachers performed the SIMA audience for monks and nuns to close the Hanoi Grand SIMA audience in 2023 with complete accomplishment. This is a large-scale and honorable Grand SIMA audience that was conducted in compliance with the traditional rites of the North. In particular, this time, the Grand SIMA audience was honored to receive the attention of the religious leaders of the SANGHA to encourage the novices before the SIMA audience.
After the success of 9th National Buddhist Congress for the tenure 2022-2027, the central sections of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha solemnly held a ceremony at Quang Đức Monastery, Ho Chi Minh City, Central Sangha Office Number 2, to announce the decision on personnel. The following are the ceremonies that took place in the week.
On the morning of the 23rd of March, the Vietnam Institute of Buddhist Studies had a ceremony to announce and award personnel decision for the 9th tenure, 2022 to 2027, including 98 members, led by Most Venerable Thích Giác Toàn as director. After Venerable Thích Phước Nguyên, Vice Secretary General and Chief of Office 2 of the Central Board, endorsed the decision to approve the personnel composition of the Vietnam Institute of Buddhist Studies for the 9th tenure, 2022 to 2027, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Nhân, in person, handed over the decision to appoint the rector of the Institute of Vietnamese Buddhist Studies to Most Venerable Thích Giác Toàn, Vice Director of the Center of the Vietnam Institute of Buddhist Studies, to Venerable Thích Tâm Đức, Vice Rector cum General Secretary of the Vietnam Institute of Buddhist Studies, to Venerable Thích Nhật Từ. The Vietnam Institute of Buddhist Studies is one of the 13 sections and central institutes of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, established in 1989 and in official operation since 1992, under the direction of the founding director of the late Elder Most Venerable Thích Minh Châu, 1989 to 2009. After that, late Elder Most Venerable Thích Trí Quảng continued as the second rector, 2009 to 2017. In the 8th term, Most Venerable Thích Giác Toàn took over as rector to lead the Vietnam Institute of Buddhist Studies. Since then, there have been breakthrough innovations to match the trends of the times in the world. In particular, the members of the Institute have made great efforts to establish a compilation council and an editorial board to implement the project of the Orthodox Tripitaka of Vietnamese Buddhism. This is considered a historical work aimed at revising the Vietnamese Tripitaka in a complete, orderly, and systematic manner. In his blessing speech, the Most Venerable Chairman praised the great merit of the Most Venerable Rector and the members for their perseverance, insistence, and determination to successfully complete the set goals. The Most Venerable also directed the editorial board to pay attention to the sequential order when printing his sutras, Vinayas, and finally Mahayana publications to help monks, nuns, Buddhists, and intellectuals easily access the document in their Buddhist knowledge study. Previously, on the 21st of March, the International Buddhist Section and the Central Board of Economic and Financial Affairs Section of the Central Vietnam Buddhist Sangha also held a ceremony to announce and award a decision to approve personnel for the tenure 2022 to 2027. In particular, the Central Board for International Buddhism, Term 9th, include 107 members, led by Venerable Thích Đức Thiện, and the Central Economic and Finance Section include 117 members, led by Venerable Thích Thành Phong. At the ceremony, Venerable Dr. Thích Minh Nhẫn, Secretariat Member of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, Vice Head of the Central Office 2, conducted the decision-handing ritual. Venerable Thích Thanh Tuấn and Venerable Thích Phước Nguyên in turn endorsed the decision to approve the personnel composition of the two sections. The Most Venerable Chairman and Most Venerable Thích Thiện Pháp in person handed over the decision to the two heads of the sections, the vice heads, and the members of the honorifics. In bestowing, Most Venerable Chairman acknowledged the merits of the two heads of the sections and the members who have actively contributed to the development of the Vietnam Buddhist SANGHA in the past tenure. In particular, the Economic Finance section raised abundant financial resources to have the Buddhist activities of the Central SANGHA run smoothly, as well as actively participate in social charity work with substantial fundings up to thousands of billions dong. He wished that the two sections would continue to achieve many outstanding achievements in the new tenure.
On the morning of March 22nd, 2023, the Central Culture section of the Vietnam Buddhist SANGHA held a meeting to review the outline of the exhibition Vietnamese Buddhist Architecture, Unity in Diversity at the National Museum of History, Hanoi City.
In the opening speech, Most Venerable Thích Thọ Lạc said that the meeting was to prepare for the organization of the exhibition Vietnamese Buddhist Architecture, Unity in Diversity, programmed by the Central Culture section of the Vietnam Buddhist SANGHA in April 2023. Through the display of documents and images that have been researched and surveyed by the project Vietnamese Buddhist Architecture, Unity in Diversity, helping the public to recognize and better understand the values of Vietnamese Buddhist architecture, contributing to raising awareness for preserving and promoting the traditional beauty of Buddhist culture. Various comments from the venerables and scholars, scientists and researchers about the exhibition content were collated to ensure impartiality and science. The exhibition format ensures solemnity and aesthetics. The exhibition solution harmoniously combines traditional display and application of modern technology to maximize display content and value. It is to enhance the activities, interactive equipment, and supporting materials so that visitors could be shown with the most effective exhibition. The content focuses on introducing Vietnamese Buddhist architecture heritage, typical features of Buddhist architecture of its region, Vietnamese Buddhist sects, the current status and development trend of Buddhist architecture in the contemporary context, and the orientation to build a common set of standards and symbols for Vietnamese Buddhist architecture.
From March 25th to 31st, 2023, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, in collaboration with the Vietnam Buddhist SANGHA Administrative Council, organized the show The Art of Viet Lotus Flower 2023 Pure Beauty at Quảng Sư Pagoda, Hanoi City, to display artworks honoring the image of the lotus flower, a symbol of purity, power, and wisdom.
Through thousands of years of history, the lotus flower has become a symbol of the soul, character of the nation, and the ultimate spiritual symbol of Buddhism. Understanding the beautiful symbolic meaning, Buddhist painter Kim Đức has always been creative and devoted himself to creating many beautiful pictures of this flower. In particular, the painting Lotus Flower in Quiet Scene was displayed at the 9th National Buddhist Congress, tenure 2022 to 2027. The pure desire expressed in the lotus paintings of the artist is strongly appreciated by UNESCO Hanoi, and the institution co-organized the display of 75 lotus paintings in this exhibition. Thereby, the organizing board wishes to spread the Buddhist message of peace and to honor the artistic creativity of Buddhist painter Kim Đức. By the end of the Art Show Week, on the 13th of March 2023, Zen Master Minh Niệm will share a Dharma talk on healing methods, creating happiness and peace in life, practicing mindfulness, now and here, for each practitioner to turn introverted for his inward heart and mind.
On the afternoon of March 19th, the retreat for youth Buddhists at Giác Ngộ Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City, attracted more than 600 young practitioners to attend. Within the framework of the retreat, more than 600 practitioners were shared about the life, career, and the path to Buddhism of Miss International Peace 2021 Nguyễn Thúc Thủy Tiên with her Dharma name Diệu Tiên in the talk show Why Do I Follow Buddhism?
Miss International Peace Nguyễn Tiên shared about her childhood, work, valuable experiences in life, and special blessing when she came to Buddhism. From a young age, her childhood was also associated with evenings, going to the temple to recite sutras and worship Buddha like devout Buddhists. She has a deep belief in the law of cause and effect in the process of studying Dharma. Sharing about the philosophy, happiness is not the destination. Happiness is the way on the go. Emancipation is not the destination. Emancipation is the way on the go of Zen Master Nhất Thủy Tiên said that it was her motto, the principle that she often uses to remind herself to set up for herself a happy and joyful life in the present moment. Thủy Tiên often meditates and feels changes in her inner life. On this occasion, Miss International Peace Thủy Tiên and more than 600 young practitioners perform mindful meditation with the righteous precepts. Speaking about the volunteering journey and the projects that Thủy Tiên is implementing, she says that, with the desire to share the needs of the community, she and her partners have made great efforts with volunteer trips to stricken areas at home and abroad. Through this, Miss International Peace Thủy Tiên wants to remind the young attendees to try to spend time contributing to society through specific tangible actions.
Here is the summary of Buddhist charity activities in the week.
On the morning of the 20th of March, 2023, Venerable Thích Minh Trí, Vice Secretary and Chief of Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board Office, Head of the Information and Communication Section, Abbot of Long Bu Pagoda, Nhi Long Commune, collaborated with local authorities and sponsors to inaugurate and hand over 2 bridges in Cang Long District and Cha Cú District, Trà Vinh Province. Amitabha Đại Nguyên No. 1 Bridge has a length of 24 meters in An Trường Commune, Cang Long District, with a construction cost of 220 million Vietnamese đồng, funded by Buddhist followers of late Most Venerable Thích Huyền Dung and Chánh Kiến Buddhist Group, Ho Chi Minh City. Quan Âm Hạnh Nguyên No. 10 Bridge has a length of 20 meters in Ngãi Xuyên Commune, Cha Cú District, with a budget of 200 million Vietnamese đồng, sponsored by Buddhists from Pháp Thông Shrine Hall and other sponsors near and far. At the inauguration ceremony, Venerable Thích Minh Trí thanked Master Nun Thích Nữ Giác Thành and noble benefactors who had joined hands to support the people of Trà Vinh Province to build traffic bridges for remote life to be more facilitated and developed. In Thanh Phú Commune, Thanh Hóa District, Long An Province, Chánh Kiến Bridge Construction Association and Tennis Forum, Ho Chi Minh City, in collaboration with local authorities, started the construction of the 25-meter-long Amitabha Đại Nguyên No. 4 Bridge on the 22nd of March, 2023. The construction cost is estimated at 190 million Vietnamese đồng, partially funded by the Chánh Kiến Bridge Construction Association and Tennis Forum with 120 million Vietnamese đồng. The remaining funding is mobilized and contributed by the local authority and people. On the same day, at Giáp Nước Hamlet, Phú Thuận Commune, Phú Tân District, Cà Mau Province, Nan Diệu Minh, member of the Cà Mau Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board, Head of Buddhist Charity Department of Phú Tân District, Abbot of Vạn Phước Pagoda, coordinated with the Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee of Phú Tân District to start the construction of 6 almshouses for disadvantaged households in the area. Each almshouse was supported 15 million Vietnamese đồng, raised by Nan Diệu Minh from contributions of Buddhist Minh Tâm, Hoàng Quý Sơn, and our village charity fund, totaling up to 300 million Vietnamese đồng. Under the mandate of Venerable Thích Trí Huệ, Head of the Charity Division for External and International Relations, under the Central Social Charity Section, on the morning of the 20th of March, 2023, Buddhist Diễm Nguyễn, leader of the Compassionate Enlightenment Volunteer Group, cooperated with the Happy Life Volunteer Group, Ho Chi Minh City, and the sponsors to organize gift-giving for patients of neurological disease and leprosy in Pleiku City, Gia Lai Province, with a value of over 200 million Vietnamese đồng. The charity team visited Hà Hữu Neurological Treatment Clinic, Pleiku City, and gave gifts to support patients being treated. Then, the delegation also visited leprosy patients in Desert Hamlet, Baikan Village, and Pelingor Village. In Tân Phước Hưng Commune, Phụng Hiệp District, Hậu Giang Province, recently, Venerable Thích Trí Định, head of the Buddhist Social Affairs Unit of Phụng Hiệp District, the abbot of Phước Hưng Pagoda, the sponsors, and local authorities held a ceremony to inaugurate the 45-meter-long pagoda bridge after 4 months of construction. The total cost for building the bridge is 600 million Vietnamese đồng, supported by the Tâm Volunteer Group, the donors, and Phước Hưng Pagoda Buddhist. On this occasion, the sponsors also gave 20 gifts to local disadvantaged people and students.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the last news has started off this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PZO TV channel. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha.